we empathize students to just get involved in all the process. One of the important things which we follow in our curriculum is the design thinking phase. So today my students are here to present to you a topic called as an introduction to software engineering. In this regard, my students are here to present to you based on the DT phases of those 5 phases. So let us see how my students are explaining in an efficient way. Yes, ma'am, you can tell me.
First, I'm going to talk about empathize part. Empathize means understanding the real problem from the user's perspective. So before we talk about the software engineering, let us first talk about the people. Software engineering is not about just writing code. It starts with understanding the human behavior. So I'm going to talk about the empathize part. Empathize means to understand the real problem from the user's perspective. Before we talk about software engineering, let us first talk about the people. Software engineering is not just about writing the code. It starts with understanding the human's problem. Through the empathy stance of design thinking, software engineers interact with the users first, and they observe the challenges that users faces and understand their needs deeply. For example, when creating a food delivery app, the real problem is not just coding. The real problem is to understand the customer's expectations, delivery issues, and vendor difficulties. Software engineering begins with the problems that the users face.
So this is one of the basic things that we have taken, and software engineering has to be reached with the people, and this is the empathizing part. So yes, next, who is going to explain?
About the define, turning the problems into clear requirements. Once we understand users, the next step is define. In software engineering, this means converting user problems into clear requirements. This stage answers questions like what exactly should the software do, what problems must it solve, and what constraints exist. A well-defined problem leads to a successful software product. Then poorly defined requirements often result in software failure. Thus, software engineering focuses on requirements analysis, documentation, and clarity before development.
So this is how a definition part should be. First, the people have to understand what is software engineering, and software engineering has to be done, and it should be brought within the people so that they understand what the project is and they will execute the process. Yes. So the next phase is the ideate phase. So yes, let us see who is explaining it in an efficient way. Yes.
The third stage is ideate. Ideate means designing software smart solution. Where creative meets logic, here software engineering brainstorms multiple solutions, system architectures, and design approaches. Instead of jumping to one solution, they explore alternatives such as web apps, mobile apps, or automation tools. Software engineering promotes structured design using flowcharts, UML diagrams, and system models. This stage ensures the solution is innovative, efficient, and scalable.
Yes, ma'am. So this is how you have to have the ideation part. Like you have to develop something based on the software engineering, the projects that you get, the ideations you get, and you have different kinds of models through which you can build. So yes, who's going to explain the next thing? You come and yes.
Now I am going to explain prototype and build, developing the software. Next comes to prototype, which in software engineering means building models, mockups, or early version of the software. Using programming languages, frameworks, and tools, engineers develop the application step by step. Software engineering emphasizes coding standard, modularity, version control, and teamwork. The goal is not just to build fast, but to build reliable and maintain software.
This is how the prototype and build phase should be. The fifth stage is testing. So now my student will be explaining you about the testing phase. Yes, please.
Test and iterate. The final phase is called testing. In software engineering, testing ensures the software works correctly, securely, and efficiently. Bugs are identified, user feedback is collected, improvements are made. This stage reflects continuous iteration. Software is never truly finished, it evolves. Design thinking and software engineering both believe in learning from feedback and improving continuously. And finally, software engineering is a human-centered problem solving. To conclude, software engineering is a human-centered, problem-solving discipline, and when combined with design thinking, creates a meaningful and impactful solution. It is not just about code, but about empathy, clarity, and creativity, quality, and improvement. By following this approach, software engineers build technology that truly serves society. Thank you.
Yes, very good. So this is how software engineering is about and what is software engineering, and my students have explained beautifully based on the design thinking approach. Yes, thank you so much.